What's up? I'm Ga, this is 7 Mortal Sins, and welcome to probably the worst, one of the worst, if not the worst update we've ever had in this game so far. And now you might be thinking, Ga, it possibly can't be that bad, can it? Oh, well, I assure you, it actually can. And let me show you. Let's jump into it. Alright, so first off, I want to give a shout out to Roman for organizing all of the things the community found wrong with this patch about how bad it is. So shout outs to you, Roman. I appreciate it. Okay, first things first. The Arrival. So this is for an alternate version of Sariel that has already been released, and as you will shortly see, she is not in any of the banners, okay? Right? Like, at all, okay? I mean, we have a pretty typical login bonus, it's whatever, but all of these characters for this mission right here, for Sariel, Faint Smile Sariel, and Angel Prefect Gabriel, none of them are on banner right now. None of them. At all. How are you supposed to complete those missions if you don't have those characters? If they're not on banner, you can't get them. And another thing, the gacha right here, this selection, still has the Oktoberfest Raphael here, and she's not anywhere to be found either. Yeah, so that's kind of an issue. Let's see. Yeah, and then if we jump into the shop, right? Thinking maybe they put those characters in the shop. Well, no, they're not in the shop either. And while we're here, this shop is it's pretty bare bones. Like, there's not a whole lot. I mean, like, the Inherit Gem Selector is here, which I always like to pick up. And then you got tickets randomly. Okay, like arena passes, I guess. I mean, okay, so having the trainers and the soul essence in here is very nice. I hate when they're tied to a separate quest that you have to go off and farm. So that's nice. And then you just have like your standard fare grimoire shards. But it's very bare bones. Like, there's not really a whole lot in here. I'd say the best things in here are the selector box and the soul essence. Other than that, not a whole lot going on in there. Like, this shop is just really, like, bad? Like, it's not even that it's bad, it's just that there's nothing in here. Alright, so going back to the event. The Arrival. I don't know if this event actually came out with the initial release of Faint Smile Sariel, but we're getting it now. And none of the characters are on banner. None of them. Like, even if you go into the bonus cast, none of these characters are on banner. So, like, if you don't have this, like, anything, you get nothing, which is fine, because there was nothing in the shop for you to really even want to get anyway. Like, it's just, like, they just kind of, like, threw scraps at us like we were a dog. You know, they're sitting there eating at the main table, and they're like, well, I'm done with my dinner, here you go, dog. Have my leftovers. And that's kind of what we got with this update. Jesus. They still don't have... Oh. Okay, the Limbo Pass is finally up. It wasn't up last week. Jesus, man. Alright. So... That's pretty much the only event update we got. Like, that's it. Like, Like very bare bones, like basically nothing but like a forgotten event that they maybe didn't give us in the past, and they're like, oh, it's a dead week, we'll give it to them now. And the next thing I want to talk about. Why this? Okay, so some gachas, particularly idol gachas, have a is it like a wish list that you pick a couple of characters and they have a higher drop rate than normal. UserJoy decided that might be a good idea for this game, and in theory it could work. Depending on the banner and depending on the cost of summon, it could be a very good thing. This is a very poor execution of that idea. That's the Make Your Wish banner right here, the Wish Up Gacha. So the way this works is you select 2 characters from this pool, and those characters have a 2% higher drop rate to drop compared to the other characters, which when you break down the math is not incredibly like huge. Like, and then on top of that, it's only the OG virtues. Like, these characters get reruns often enough to where you don't have to worry about trying to pick them up from this banner. Fucking Gabrielle is in the shop. You can go get her for free without spending any currency. And then on top of that, look at the summon costs. Let me make sure I'm not in the way here. Okay, good. So the summon cost, 990 gems. Paid gems. Paid gems. You get a 10 gem discount by using paid currency. What kind of discount is that? Like, you're using gems you spent money for on a essentially pointless banner, and you only get a 10 gem discount. And then to do a regular summon with normal gems, it costs almost double like what a regular summon would cost. Like, look, so 1,000, 1690. That's like a 70% increase. Like, why? For what? And then like the pity on this doesn't kick in until you reach 100 summons and you only get a Bunray, or 150 to get a character. Like 150, good lord, like the amount of gems you have to spend at this cost to get there is absolutely insane. And it's not even worth it because, like I said, these characters get reruns all the time. Like, this is... it's terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible. Awful. Absolutely awful. Alright. Moving on from that. I think that's like pretty much all the bad stuff, actually. But like the bad stuff is pretty much what everyone's been focusing on. Like, it's just not good. We didn't get anything like really exciting. We didn't get like anything new. People are still mad about legendary rare soul mirrors, and then they give us this like leftover scrap update. I mean, we do have the new chapter, chapter 24. So moving on to the good stuff now about this update. That's free gems. You get more free gems, because I pretty much recommend skipping everything right now. So stockpile your gems. And then, let's see, where is it? Yeah, right down here. You can see this pack right here for 6,600 gems gets you a mind-boggling amount of scrolls. Like, this deal is absolutely insane value. It just sucks that they had to do this deal on a rerun banner. I'll show you guys the banner in just a minute, because I have thoughts and opinions about that. But if they could have done this deal for like any other banner, like new characters, this is like phenomenal value. Like this is so good. But the fact that they have it tied to like a rerun banner that like a lot of end game players aren't going to care about, it just kind of sucks. So let's go take a look at that banner right now. It is the revisited selection. So it's got Belial, Pangea, and Cheerleader Metatron. This banner is actually really good for new players, or newer players, or characters or people that might have missed these characters, or want to like increase the strength of their account, because Belial and Pangea are like the two most top tier characters in the game right now. So if you're looking to become a meta player, or if you're just looking for some really strong characters to add to your account and build up, this banner is really good. And on top of that pack that we were just looking at, you're gonna have a good time pulling on that banner. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's literally all we got. We got an event that they forgot to give us with nothing of value in it. We got a scam banner, and then we got a good banner for new players, and that's it. That's like, did they need to do an update for this? Like, they could have just slid this in and no one really would have said anything, or like given us something more, I guess. Like, they could have done this on top of adding in a new character, or at the very least they could have like done this and then put these characters in here. Like, this update just feels very lazy. Jesus. Alright, then Roman had a couple other things listed. Let's see what he had to say here. Okay, I talked about a lot of this stuff already. He said they didn't upgrade the battle pass? I wonder what he meant by that. Let me claim these things. Give me my free stuff. That's all I'm here for at this point. Yeah, I mean, the battle pass is the same that it's always been. Who do we got in here? Like, this is pretty meh. Oh, I just saw Uriel too, which reminds me, Uriel and Sandalphon got their super evolution, so if you're fans of those characters, congrats for you. I'm still waiting for Asmodeus. It seems like I'll be dead and rotting in my grave by the time she gets any support, but User Joy hates Asmodeus for some reason. Is what it is. Let's see what else. I guess the animation for Daze and Stun is gone weird. I've noticed that actually. So if you Daze or Stun enemies, they'll still be like in their regular animation. You won't be able to tell if they're dazed or stunned. You have to check their icon. It's probably a bug of some kind. It's super weird, but I don't know. And then Deer Shards, new Star Shards. So they gave us legendary rare soul mirrors, but they haven't given us any new Star Shards. They haven't given us Star Shards for the natural 4-star characters yet. Like, there's still a lot that they could put into this game, and they're just not doing it. Instead, we just get random jank, like this. Like, they could be adding more like game mechanics. They could be making the shop better. They could be giving us the blood pact shop. Like, we don't have our blood pact shop. You can like dissolve your blood packs for materials, but then you have nowhere to take those materials. But they give us this instead of the shop to go along with blood packs. Like, user joy, what are you guys doing? Like, this is so, like, minimalist, minimal effort. Like, if you guys don't knock it out of the park for anniversary, this game's dead in the water, I guarantee. Like, like, the way they're doing stuff, you don't know what they're gonna do next, and it's probably gonna be bad. Like, they gave us Monster Hunter Sandalphon way early, and then they turn around and give us garbage. It's just like, don't know what to expect, and when we do get something, it's like not even good. And I guess that they nerfed the login bonus as well. I think at one point, like day 9 used to be more scrolls. You could get like 10, like a 10 pull from just the login bonus, and now we just have 5 and 5. It's just, I don't know, dude. Like, there is some good things about this update, but they're not good enough to call this a good update. Like, this is just, you know, getting story chapters is just standard, right? Getting hang on, let me go back. Getting a banner like this is just normal. It's just average. It's just standard. And then getting a pack like this is absolutely fantastic for some players. Like, there's just like nothing. Like, it's just I'm losing my words here, you guys. Like, I don't have enough words to describe the mediocrity of this update. So I think I'm just gonna end it here and hope that next week we get something better. I do think they are going to do an update next week though, because when everything got data mined, usually they'll include some of the stuff they're doing next week. Like, we can look at the next week's banner if they're doing a 2-week update. So I think they are going to do like an actual update next week. Here's hoping that we get something good. Until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.